Welcome to BearZone. I'm Brittany Wiley.
And I'm Joe Buchanan. Coming up, women's golf placed third in the tournament over the weekend.
Also, one Denver team made the playoffs. We'll tell you which.
We've got all that and more this week on BearZone. Don't go anywhere.
When day one of a golf tournament doesn't go well, it's tough to make it up. But the UNC women's golf team tried in their final matchup before the Big Sky Championships, competing in the Bobcat Invitational hosted by Montana State in Goodyear, Arizona on Monday. And while they didn't make it back on top, they covered some ground along the way. The women got off to a rough start, placing 9th out of 16 in the first round. But things went up from there. In the second round, the Bears moved up to 5th by the end of the day. The Bears shot a .608 total by the end of the first day. A couple of Big Sky schools were ahead of UNC, including Portland State with a .588 and Grand Canyon leading the tournament with a .585. UNC's Nicole Polevchek and Marissa Hisaki stayed consistent throughout the day. Polevchek had a 2-round total of 147, while Hisaki finished with a total of 151. Polevchek tied for 9th in the individual standings, while Hisaki tied for 16th. Round 3 for the Bears was almost identical to the second. UNC matched their total score with Tuesday's, shooting a .298. Polevchek and Hisaki both shot 73, while Allie Bundy had a 74 and Morgan Sam scored a 77. Polevchek completed her best college tournament, finishing with a .221 and tied for 7th. Hisaki made it to the top 15 as she tied for 15th with a .224. Grand Canyon University dominated the tournament, placing first with a total score of 871. UNC finished with a .906 overall. The Bears have a week and a half before they head to the Big Sky Championships, April 20th through 22nd in Boulder City, Nevada.
When your outfielders can't see the baseball, you are not going to win. The Bears outfielders struggled under the lights in the nightcap of a doubleheader on Friday, eventually losing the series 2-1. Control was an issue for UNC pitchers on Friday as Gavin Garrell and Carver Pate combined to hit 5 Seattle Redhawks batters in Game 1 alone. UNC jumped out to an early 2-0 lead in the first on a 2-run double by Evan Johnson, but SU took a 4-2 lead in the third on a bases-clearing double by Austin Lively. The Bears got one back in the fourth on a long home run by Brett Minnick, making it a 4-3 game. Seattle added 2 more in the fifth, with the second run proving to be the game winner. In the nightcap, it was a pitching duel through the first 3 innings. Bears starter Aaron Hamilton didn't allow a hit through the first 3 innings, but he ran into trouble in the fourth. UNC doesn't play very many night games, and that experience showed as Jack Polly and Johnson both lost balls in the lights. The Redhawks ended up scoring 5 runs in the inning. The Bears' only run came in the 7th on an RBI single by Matt Burkhardt. SC starter Tarek Skubal struck out 9 over 6 innings, leading his team to a 9-1 victory. UNC avoided the sweep Sunday with a 7-6 comeback victory. The Bears took a 1-0 lead in the third, but the Redhawks countered with 5 in the next half inning to take a 5-1 lead. Well, and UNC had been waiting for a big inning all series long, and it came in the top of the fourth. The Bears scored 6 in the inning, and Evan Johnson's 2-run single proved to be the game winner. UNC starter Keaton Lum struggled to get through 3 innings, but reliever Connor Leadham saved the day. The righty pitched the final 6 and a third, earning the win. With the series loss, the Bears fall to 19-14 on the season, 3-6 in WAC play. They remain on the road with the series at Sacramento State this weekend.
It was a tough weekend for Bears softball as they headed 2 hours down I-80 to face off against the Idaho State Bengals. The Bears lost their first Big Sky series 2-1 in the 2-day matchup in Pocatello, Idaho. The Bears won the first game 13-8 with pitcher Valerie Vidal stepping up to the mound. Vidal pitched 3 innings with 5 earned runs on 6 hits. The big inning for Bears was in the 5th when 5 players had 5 consecutive hits resulting in 2 runs. UNC kept scoring in the later innings and put up 13 runs against the Idaho State's 8 to get the win. Unfortunately, that's where the good news stopped. The second game of the doubleheader resulted in a Bears loss. UNC fought hard to combat Idaho State's hitting. But no, the Bengals struck hard in the 3rd inning as they brought in 5 runs from 5 hits. After 4 innings, UNC trailed 8-1 but put up more runs at the end of the game in the 7th inning. A single run from Maddie Schmidt and double from Kaylee Garcia put runners on base for the Bears, and an Idaho State error allowed the 2 UNC runners to score. But it wasn't enough for the Bears, and they dropped the game 9-4. With the series tied, the Bears played the Bengals once again in a tiebreaker and narrowly lost 1-0 in a Bengals walk-off victory. Valerie Vidal pitched 6 innings for UNC and had 5 strikeouts, allowed 1 unearned run, and walked 2. Bengals player Genesis Zamora had an RBI single that brought in the winning run for Idaho State. The Bears were supposed to continue their schedule when they headed to Denver on Wednesday to play Metro State, but that game, unfortunately due to weather, was canceled.
Track and field is hosting a meet this weekend. What weather should the athletes be expecting?
Hi, I'm meteorologist Michaela Lucero. 54 degrees and partly cloudy skies right now in Greeley. Not a whole lot going on the radar over Colorado. If we take a closer look, we've got a rain-snow mixture just to the west of Fort Collins, but I've got snow in my full forecast. Mostly cloudy and snow tomorrow with 41-degree temperatures. Saturday 53, Sunday sunny and 64, Monday 73 and mostly sunny, and Tuesday 63. The Bears are all over this weekend for sports. Men's golf will be in Davis, California with sunny skies and a little bit of rain. Baseball will be in Sacramento, California with sunny skies. Softball will be in rainy Portland, Oregon. Women's tennis will be in Montana with mostly cloudy skies. Volleyball will have cloudy skies in Laramie, and your UNC Bears track team will be right here in Greeley with sunny skies. Closer look at that volleyball game, 41-degree temperatures with sunny skies, but there will be a noticeable wind for that game starting at 2 o'clock. Then for the track team here in Greeley, we'll be at 64 degrees and sunny skies for the meet that lasts all day. If you have the chance to go to any of these events, I'd love to see photos of them. Share them with me on social media, and they might end up on next week's BearZone.
Riding the rookie wave and surpassing expectations. Those are the headlines describing the Colorado Avalanche, who advanced to the Stanley Cup playoffs Saturday. The Pepsi Center was the place to be Saturday night when the St. Louis Blues came to town for one final game of the regular season. The Avalanche skated onto the ice after losing 3 straight games, and all of that changed against the Blues. Gabriel Landeskog had a goal and 2 assists, and Nathan MacKinnon had a goal and an assist. Jonathan Bernier's 32 saved helped propel the Avs to a 5-2 victory. With the win, the Avs finished with 95 points, enough to earn the second wild card into the playoffs for their first berth since the 2013-2014 season. The Avalanche travel to Nashville tonight for Game 1 of the 7-game series.
Heading into Monday night's game against the Portland Trail Blazers, the Denver Nuggets have their backs against the wall. Win or no playoff appearance. With 2 games left in the Nuggets hosted the Blazers at the Pepsi Center, knowing they had to win to keep pace in the playoff race. They pulled off their 6th straight win, beating Portland 88-82. Denver looked good in the first quarter, ending up with a 5-point lead, but the second quarter was a little rougher. The Blazers roared back to lead by 7 at the half, 49-42. Portland held Denver to just 14 points in the second quarter, but the Nuggets regrouped in the locker room to come out and play like a playoff team in the second half, outscoring the Trailblazers by 4 in the third quarter and then putting them away in the fourth. Nuggets defense stepped up big time in the fourth quarter to hold Portland to just 13 points. So the Nuggets headed into Minnesota Wednesday for a winner-take-all game for the Western Conference Finals playoff spot. No matter the result on Wednesday night, the Nuggets had a phenomenal season. They exceeded expectations. The Nuggets have already won 6 more games than last season and eclipsed the most wins by a Nuggets team since the 2012-2013 season. The Nuggets past week has shown the drive and the passion the team has to be a playoff team. In the past week, the Nuggets have knocked off playoff teams like the Thunder, Bucks, Pacers, and Blazers en route to the team's 6-game winning streak. The Nuggets' win streak couldn't have come at a more opportune time. And the best part of the streak is that the Nuggets have been led by their best player, Nikola Jokic. Jokic took home the Western Conference's Player of the Week honor last week, averaging 23 points, 10.3 rebounds, and 9 assists in a stretch when the Nuggets went 3-0. Jokic continued his strong play in the Nuggets' last 2 games, recording back-to-back triple-doubles to give him 10 on the season. So after 81 regular season games and a 900-mile trip to Minneapolis for Game 82, the burning question remains, are the Nuggets playoff bound? Unfortunately not. The Denver Nuggets 2018 came to an end Wednesday night as the team was eliminated from playoff contention in the 112-106 loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. In a back-and-forth affair, the Nuggets had a chance to win the game in the closing seconds of regulation, but Nikola Jokic lost the ball out of bounds and the game went into overtime. In OT, the Timberwolves star Jimmy Butler came to life and scored 7 of Minnesota's 11 points in the extra period. Butler finished the night with 31 points and a huge factor in the Wolves clinching their first playoff appearance in 14 seasons. The Nuggets on the other hand, will miss the playoffs for the 5th straight season and finish the 2018 season with a record of 46-36. The Nuggets improved their win total by 6 games in 2018, but it wasn't enough. The team missed the playoffs by 1 game for the 2nd straight season. One thing certain, though, it's that the Nuggets are headed in the right direction, and fans will once again be saying, maybe next year.
There is a new man in the coveted green jacket. 27-year-old Patrick Reed held off Ricky Fowler by 1 stroke Sunday to win the 2018 Masters Tournament. Reed finished the tournament at 15 under par to secure his first major championship, in the same place he led a university to 2 NCAA Division I titles. With Reed's win, all 4 current major champions are 27 years old or younger. That includes the weekend's almost comeback kid Jordan Spieth, who won the British Open last summer at age 24. Spieth had one of the best final rounds in the 82-year history of the Masters. He shot an impressive 8 under par, matching a personal best at Augusta. It was only the 7th time in history that someone has shot a final round of 64 at the Masters. Spieth needed a birdie on the 18th Sunday to send the tournament into a playoff, but his shot off the tee landed in some trees and fell short of the fairway. Nonetheless, this year's Masters didn't disappoint, and fans can look forward to seeing Spieth and Reed again at the U.S. Open June 14th to 17th. Hashtag Snopening Day. The Colorado Rockies faced the coldest ever home opener last weekend, with the temperature right around 27 degrees at first pitch. But that wasn't the Rockies' only foe to start their homestand. BearZone reporter Adam Ide is here with all the details.
Fans hopeful braved the cold and snow last Friday, but they didn't leave quite the same way. The Atlanta Braves pulled away from the Rockies to win 8-3 and deliver German Marquez his first loss. Fans got a happier ending Saturday. Pitcher Adam Ottavino earned his 2nd win on the season with the help of shortstop Trevor Story's 4th-inning homer. And then the Rockies lost 3 straight. The Braves took the series with a shutout 4-0 win Sunday before the San Diego Padres came to town. The Padres took the series after their 7-6 win Monday and 5-2 win Tuesday. The weather got warmer but windier Wednesday for the Rockies' final game with the Padres. Third baseman Nolan Arenado led a benches-clearing brawl in the 3rd inning after Padres pitcher Luis Perdomo hit him with a pitch. Arenado didn't get to see the rest of the game and will probably be that way a few more times, but the Rockies scored 5 runs after the fight and went on to take the 6-4 W. Next up, the Rockies hit the road for 7 straight, starting with a 4-game series at the Washington Nationals.
It may not have been the home opener that fans wanted to see, but there is still a lot of season left. Catch us next week for highlights from the Rockies road trip.
And that's going to be our show for tonight. Be sure to stay up to date on our Twitter and Instagram pages, BearZone UNCO, and on YouTube, Bear News 98.
Make sure to like us and to join us every week for BearZone. All sports, all the time for UNC Athletics. Good night.